the son-in-law of Osama Bin Laden, is going to be on U.S. soil today, right here in New York City, for a hearing on terror charges. Now, here's the official charge. He's charged with conspiracy to kill Americans, apparently a right-hand man with Osama bin Laden back before 9/11, so some 12 years ago. Finally captured now. But here's the controversy. Should he be given the same rights as an American citizen, or should he have gone down to Gitmo? Now people claim he'll be lawyered up, and they won't get any information out of him.
U.S. officials are basically saying this guy, if you know the Godfather movies, is like the consigliere to Osama bin Laden. He was the right-hand man. He was the guy offering advice. He was the spokesperson, the mouthpiece of Al-Qaeda. And in the days after 9/11, he was out there publicly promoting more violence. More death was going to come to the United States.
He was a soldier in the army of Al-Qaeda, right? It's very clear, in addition to being the spokesperson. So why is he here? Well, it's not surprising. I mean, this administration, from the get-go, they wanted to close Gitmo from the get-go, but they couldn't, of course. In fact, they were about to bring Khalid Sheikh Mohammed to New York, but then the outcry was overwhelming, and they turned him around, and now he's on trial at Gitmo. Here's the thing. Keep in mind, we did not grab this guy. This guy that was grabbed by the Turkish authorities because he was suspected of having a fake passport. And then rather than give him over to us, they knew we wanted him. Instead, they sent him to Kuwait via Jordan. In Jordan, our FBI guys got a hold of him. The big question is, was he Mirandized? Did we try to get intel out of him? We don't know.
And now Senator Lindsey Graham and Ambassador John Bolton both talking about this, because the problem is, if he becomes lawyered up, we might not get any, and he is lawyered up, of course. If he's here in New York City, he's going to be lawyered up. How much information can we now get out of him? Would we be able to get any more, though, at Gitmo? Here are the senators and the ambassador. Listen.
This guy didn't rob a liquor store. He's a spokesman close to, as you can see, the people who killed over 2,900 Americans. And now we got our hands on him. Why in the world are we treating him as if he's some common criminal? And why in the world is he not at Guantanamo Bay being held by us under our terms and conditions, as long as it reasonably takes to get good intelligence?
I think the critical questions for this fellow, who does not appear himself to have been active in terrorist acts, but was part of Al-Qaeda's leadership, is what can you tell us about the Al-Qaeda chain of command? What can you tell us about Al-Qaeda operations elsewhere in the world, in the Maghreb and Africa, on the Arabian Peninsula, in Iraq? I think this guy is a source of potentially enormous intelligence, but you're not going to get that when he gets to New York and gets all lawyered up with criminal defense attorneys, no offense, who are going to tell him not to say anything to anybody.
The other bigger piece of the picture to me here is that a lot of this evidence that the prosecutors could use against him may be deemed classified. So it would not be the case if he were at Gitmo. This would be under different rules. But once you get into the court system here, if that evidence is classified, then they can't use it against him. And the caveat to all of this is, what happens if for some harebrained reason or ongoings in the court system or jurors that he's not convicted? Then are we going to release this guy? We're going to release him into what? Back into our society? Where?
So you know what, Gretchen? Obviously, they can't present the secret stuff. So what they must think is they've got a really strong case based on other information. But here's the thing. Let me take you back to 2010. Remember a fellow by the name of Ahmed Galani? He was one of the terror suspects. He was tried here in New York City. He was charged with 282 counts of terror and whatnot. And what happened? He was convicted on one charge, and he was acquitted on 281 other counts, which boosts the suggestion and the argument. Look, there's a completely different standard when you're talking about terrorists. They should be tried at Gitmo. What do you think? Email us, friends@foxnews.com.